Pete is in court to claim £3,650 from his former friend for rent arrears and a contribution towards utility bills. Defendant Dan says due to losing his job, he was unable to make the payments and should be given more time to pay the money back.
Now, do I have Peter here?
Yes, correct.
Splendid. And is it Dan?
Yep, so.
Now, you're going to have to try and speak English. It's one of the challenging things, but...
Yes, I am, yes.
What did you say?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Splendid. Now, I have to tell you, Pete, I read your case and your claim, and I found it rather sad. And I found it sad because, Dan, the reality is that's a friend over there, correct?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Now, Pete was there for you as a friend.
Yes.
And you were there for Dan.
Correct.
True?
That's correct.
And the reality was that, frankly, over the years, Dan has been there more than once for you, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And therefore, Pete, when things got difficult for you, you ended up in Pete's house, correct? Mm-hmm. And what were your circumstances at the time when you ended up at Pete's doorstep?
Just had nowhere else to stay.
Well, it's a lot worse than that, and I need you to be frank about it, because I'm troubled by this case. And you've done your best insofar as you're able to articulate, to be honest, about how bad things got. Mm. But in my judgment, and I've got a nose for this sort of thing, I think you've left a good deal of detail out. It does strike me that you were somebody, the moment you arrived at his house, that were at rock bottom, correct?
Yep.
And you knew that. Now, were you moving into a beautiful bijou residence, a mansion, a beautiful flat with luxury bedrooms and that sort of thing?
No.
It's about right, isn't it, Pete?
That's correct.
In fact, it's true to say it's more of a bedsit.
Yeah, almost, yes.
Are you the only signatory on that lease?
I'm the only tenancy holder on that lease, yes.
Well, that's not the question. Question is, when you signed up for that lease, was it you or did you live there previously with a partner?
It was just me when I first moved in.
Then you eventually moved in with a girlfriend, or a girlfriend moved in, right?
Correct.
Dan, when you arrived there, you went to live in a one-bedroom flat, really suitable for Pete and his girlfriend, who's no longer living there.
Correct.
Now, you understand this is 2017, so there are all sorts of relationships. I presume when you moved into Pete, your intention wasn't to share the bed. I don't know.
No.
No?
No, it wasn't, no.
Where were you going to sleep, Dan?
In the front room.
In the front room? It's a fascinating thing that you call it the front room, as if there are a back room, a side room, downstairs for the servants. It wasn't that sort of thing, was it?
No.
When you say the front room, you mean the flat.
Lounge, yeah.
So you lived there over the Christmas period, correct?
Yes.
And it's, in fairness to you, Pete, at that stage, you took the view that he really couldn't afford anything. Can I ask you how he presented to you when he arrived in that December?
He told me he had nowhere to go, and I just saw a friend in need and felt the need to help him.
It wasn't just a friend in need. This is a guy that you've known for a long time, decent, hard-working. What was your job, Dan, please?
I'm a truck driver.
Just any old truck driver. Do you do long distances?
I do, yeah. I do airport as well.
In other words, it's trusted, it's difficult work. The thing about truck driving, I see these cases, if you work hard, it can be decently paid. Tough, though it is, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
He's there with you over Christmas. That must have been a pretty low Christmas, correct, Dan?
It was, yeah.
Now, when I ask you how low it was, it's about as bad as it gets, I would have thought. I'm not going to go into full detail for reasons which I'm confident you can understand, because the people involved in the situation are not here. But I can ask you this. When you arrive at your friend's house, find yourself sleeping on his sofa, away from your children for the first time. That's a pretty bad Christmas.
Yep.
How bad did that Christmas get?
The worst.
What are we talking about?
Just being on my own, drinking, just thinking.
Well, I think there's less thinking and more drinking.
Yeah, there is drinking, yeah.
If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.